Hey Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. Well, it is so awesome to be back with you. Well, welcome to Saturday. It's time for our Saturday night seance. That's right. So many of you have been writing and saying how much you enjoy when we gather and have our seance. So we're going to do that tonight. And I would like to welcome you. And if you're new here and you're not familiar with this channel, definitely hit that subscribe button, be part of our channel, and make sure to click the bell to get updates. I put out a video every day, 7 days a week. You can have something here from Spirit Channel. So we have a different theme each week. And on Saturdays, we gather and do a seance. I am a trance channel or a trance medium. I come from the spiritualist church background. And when I was a young medium coming up through the years, I used to attend seances with the other mediums. And we would gather at a medium's home. We'd sit in a circle. The mediums would go into trance and spirits would come through them. It was always amazing. And for those of you who are not familiar with trance channeling, it's nothing to be afraid of. It's just simply a way for the spirit world to bring their voice to us. In trance channeling, what happens is I set aside my consciousness. I go into an altered state, and the spirit people literally kind of overshadow me with their energy, and they come through me. So it's a blending of energies. It is not possession, because I sometimes get panic letters, and people say, oh my gosh, Psychic Bob, you're in danger of being possessed. No. The spirits that I work with, I know, we're friends, and I agree to allow them to use my body to bring their voices through. So that's what channeling is. So we're going to do a little seance. And if you were in my home, which actually you are virtually, I just say pull up your chairs here and we're going to have a little circle. So come up to your computer and know that you are virtually joining our seance circle tonight. When I do my channeling, I like to work in subdued light. So I'm going to bring down our lights here in just a minute. And so get yourselves comfortable, and we're going to have a seance tonight. I'm so excited to do channeling. I've had a really good day. I've been doing readings, and this morning I taught our psychic development class. And if you've been wanting to work on your psychic skills, you might want to also go over to my website. The link is below in the info box, PsychicBob.com, and you can register for my weekly psychic development class. Every week on Saturday, I hold a class on Zoom. And if you'd like to be part of that, I would love for you to be there. The class is $30, but it's 2 hours of psychic training where I work with each student one-on-one to help you develop your psychic skills. And today we talked about British spiritualism and how the British mediums work. And so we had a great turnout, a lot of fun. Next Saturday, we're going to teach on angels. What are the different types of angels? What are the truths around angels? And how can you as a medium bring angels into your life to help you with your spiritual work? So if you're interested in angels and angelology and working mediumship, you might want to join our class. Again, it's only $30, and you can register at PsychicBob.com. And on Saturday morning, I'll send out the link to the class. And so you just open your email, you'll click on the link, and it'll bring you into the classroom. So next Saturday, 12 noon Eastern U.S. time, we're going to have a psychic development class. I hope you'll join us. Well, I've got to bring down my lights here, so let's do that. I'm going to work in the red light. And I have a red light that I work with. Let's see if I can show it to you here. Here it is. It's a lamp with a red, oops, you can't really see it, but it looks white, but it's actually red, a soft, subdued red light. A lot of mediums like to work in the red light. It helps them to go into deeper trance. So, get comfortable. I'm going to go into trance, so I'll see you when I get back. Oh, greetings. This is Fletcher. Give us just a moment while we get control of the medium's vibration. It's a little high frequency. We got to settle him down a little bit. It's affecting the nervous system. Oh, there we go. When we of the spirit world come through a medium, it can offset the nervous system. It can make them a little twitchy. And we don't like that. We don't want them to strain their muscles or nothing. But it looks like we've got control of the medium's body here. So we'll be talking to you tonight. Well, I've got a few people be wanting to speak at you, so I'll be stepping from the medium. This is Fletcher, over and out. Yes, Fletcher, we've retained the body. Good evening. It is a great joy to be here with you. Whenever we of the spirit world have the opportunity to come through to speak, we are very joyed. In the earth today, there is a great rise of atheism. Throughout the history of the world, atheism has been a battling force against those who would wish to serve and follow the spiritual life. It is very popular to say that God is dead. There is no God, and man is alone in the universe. All of these statements are lies. Man is not alone in the universe, for the universe is teeming with life. This life throughout the cosmos is a reflection of divinity. You might call it the very life of God that is expanded throughout the cosmos. God is the infinite force of life. In the spiritualist movement, God is called infinite intelligence, and I think this is the most appropriate term for the divine power. Do not think of God as a man hurling lightning bolts and destroying people. This is very limited in view. For God is a thinking force, and again the term infinite intelligence is most important here. If one does understand that infinite intelligence is a force of love, that all life is created through love. Look at human life. Children are born out of a union of a man and a woman, and in the ideal circumstance that is love there. And so it is from love that life is formed. Infinite intelligence breathes its very presence into each being at its creation. Souls are created, and then bodies are created. Many of you here tonight have said, Alfred, I feel as if I have lived before. I feel as if I have knowledge of another world, as if I have lived other places than where I currently live, as if I had come from heaven. Well, the truth is that all of you here have lived in heaven. You've been there many times. You were created as souls in the mind of God, fused in love. And it was from love that you chose to enter the earth, that you might have an experience to share your world with God, and that God would share his world with you. And so every life upon the earth is sacred. It's very easy in the world today with the rampant materialism and atheism. It's very easy for people to say, well, that person is low class. They have no power, no wealth. They're not important. We should kill them. This is an arrogant mindset in the way of error. Human life is sacred, for in every body, literally every physical shell, contains an essence of divinity. Within you is the divine light of God. You are veritably the reflection of God. Some people would like to use the term, we are children of God, and this is also true. You are a child of God. Do not think of yourself as something unimportant, for you carry within yourself God's very spark of life and light. If you think yourself no good, remember my words. When others insult you, when others say that you have no value, they are blind. They are blind to the truths of divinity. Some people would say that God does not care about the earth, for if God cared, there would be no suffering upon the earth. This is also a falsehood. Understand that humankind creates its suffering by its lack of alignment with divine will. If there is famine and starving in the world, it is because humankind does not listen to the higher power in order to prepare food to lead it through these times. When a soul comes to earth, it is warned that it enters into a time where there could be much danger and tribulation. But we as souls agree to take this upon ourselves for our growth. But even in the tribulation, there is divine light. Yet many people, being untrained in the ways of spirit, do not understand this, nor seek out higher power. Much of your suffering upon the earth would be spared if your leaders would turn to the divine power. If they would seek the counsel of the spirit world, then things would fall into a greater alignment. If people would put aside their prejudices and their jealousies and their pettiness, then they would align their soul with the very soul of infinite intelligence, and they would have wisdom beyond their years. When you encounter somebody who you perceive as wise, if you say, this man, he is wise, this woman, she is wise, it is probably a soul who is aligned with infinite intelligence. In the spirit world, it is not so much a matter of belief in the sense that you must affirm a belief in God, but it is how you live. If you're living a life where you're thinking in terms of doing good to your fellow man, if you're thinking in terms of being aligned with goodness, you are truly aligned with God. When we speak of the rise of atheism, there is also a mindset that says, not only will I not believe in a higher power, but I will stop others from believing. This is a grave error, for to set one off their path when they are seeking the ways of spirit, it is, in a term, a grave sin in our world. You do not have the right to interfere with somebody's journey. And so you must, if you wish not to believe in our world, that is your choice. But to try to dissuade others who are following the path of good, this is a grave error and one that we do not look well upon. It is important that you just pause each day. Look within yourself. Listen and see if life is within you. In each human heart is implanted the words of infinite intelligence, of love, of life, of goodness, of hope. And so do not listen to those who would dissuade you from that. Yes, it is true, as I said, there are tribulations in the earth. But even in the times of struggle, the light of God is within you. And let that light lead you, and you shall find joy, peace, wisdom, and you will draw close to the infinite power of love that manifests throughout the cosmos. There are others who wish to speak, so I shall take my leave of this medium's body. My name is Alfred. Greetings, my dears. My name is Rose. It's such a blessing to be here with all of you. I was listening in rapt awe to Alfred as he was speaking, and it is very true, everything that is said. In my own journey, I struggled to have love in my heart. Oh, I went to church and proclaimed a belief in God. Yet I did not live in accordance with that divine energy. Be careful, my dears, that you are not paying lip service to God, but actually loving God. Do you know, my vicar in church used to preach about the words of Jesus, and used to say, Jesus' teachings are very simple, but they will change you forever. He said, you are called to love God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and to love your neighbor as yourself. Many people on the earth speak of loving God, but they forget the other part, to love their neighbor. Oh, my dears, do you know you cannot do one without the other? So if you want to love God, you have to be kind to your neighbor. Some of you know that you're here tonight and you've spoken cruel words to somebody. You've said hateful things and been vicious. It is not in keeping with your true self, which, as Alfred said, is a reflection of divinity. So if you've done wrong, try to ask for the spirit world to help you. You can call upon us and say, spirit guides, angels and loved ones, help us to love, help us to mend our fences, Help us to break down the barriers that we have created. Now, my dears, this is not an invitation for you to go and get in everybody else's business. Don't go to your neighbour and say, oh, I'm going to remove your wall now. No, no, dear. Tend to your own garden first. And if you do that, then you will begin to be in alignment with infinite intelligence. Seeking to control others is not love, it is selfishness. In the spirit world, the spirit guides do not control you, nor do we own you. We only come as friends to help you along the way, and you're certainly, and I would never think otherwise, certainly free to ignore us, though we hope that you won't. Over here, many of us have trepidation about going into the earth, for we labour all day trying to help humans, only to be either rebuffed or ignored. It's painful for us. Some people say that in the spirit world there is no sorrow, but my dear, there is. We live with the sorrow of mistakes we've made, though we can be healed from that in a much more powerful way, and we live with sorrow for missed opportunities. For your spirit guide who guides you, think about it. How many of you today, how many of you have paused and said, Spirit guide, what shall I do? Will you guide me? Oh no, I think most of us, and I would dare, my dear, say when I was on earth, I was quite similar. I'd plunge ahead saying, I know the way. But my dears, did I know the way? I don't think I knew anything, my dears. I've spoken to you of my friend, my dear neighbour, Madge, and I must say I've been very hypocritical in my life in dealing with her. Though I did love Madge very much, she was a kind and good friend. Many times I spoke about her behind her back, and I'd say, oh, you know, Madge is off at that spiritualist church again. She's a little daft, a little mad, you know. But my dears, my dear friend Madge has a much higher place now here in the spirit world, because not only did she listen to the spirit guide, but she had love in her heart. She would often invite me to the spiritualist church, and she would invite me to her seances at her home. I never, my dears, I'm embarrassed to say, never took advantage of any of it. And you see, I set myself backwards. You don't have to be a spiritualist to have spiritual light. I could have very well, my dears, found that light in my own Anglican church. It wasn't my minister's fault. He certainly did a very good job of telling me the truth. But it was my fault that I did not listen. Do not be as I was. Do not plunge ahead thinking you know the way into things you know not. Slow your lives down and let the spirit world help you, and therefore you will not make the mistakes that I did. Fletcher says our medium's power is starting to wane. We shall not beleaguer him nor tax his body. But I do so ever much hope that you will consider the messages that Alfred and I have brought today. I am so very thrilled to have the opportunity to come through our medium. This medium has been of great service to us for many years, and his service is not forgotten. Now you know he himself would deny that he does anything great for the spirit world. If you were to ask our dear Bob, he would say, oh, I just do what I'm supposed to, no big deal. But I'll tell you, from over here, we see his light, and we're very thankful. I do hope that each of you listening tonight will take our words to heart. Be kind to our medium, and be kind to those others in your lives who help you. Be kind to those who are not necessarily easy to be kind to. If you're kind to the mean people around you, you are doing the work of spirit. Some of you I know have a neighbour who's very crotchety and old and grinds you down. And you see them say, may you be blessed today. How are you, my dear? Are you feeling well? They may yell at you and say, leave me alone, I don't wish to talk. But you know, by trying to be kind, you've actually helped them. You've opened their heart to love. and you have opened your own heart to infinite intelligence by doing the very work of spirit. It is a great task in this modern-day world that you live in to do this work, but many of you here know that you could work on it just a tad bit, you know. Oh, we don't come to criticize, condemn, nor pressure any of you, but we come in love, and we hope that you will accept our message with love. Oh dear, the power is starting to go. Fletcher says I must go now. But before the power fades, let me say again how very thankful I am for all of you. Oh dear, the power's going. Please go. Oh dear. Well, Tubies, I'm back from my trance, and I feel good. You know, whenever I do channeling, it uplifts me. Some mediums say that it exhausts them. I don't know. I've never had that experience. I always come back from channeling feeling filled with goodness and joy and light. So I want to thank you. Thank you for joining our seance tonight. And I hope you'll help me out, please. Like this video. Give me thumbs up. Like it. Favorite it. Share it with your friends. Post it on your Facebook. Tell people about what we do here at Spirit Channel. And make sure to join us next Saturday for our next seance. Every Saturday we're going to have a seance. I'd love for you to be here. Well, you guys are the best. I love you. So keep it here at Spirit Channel because we've got more coming. As I said, 7 days a week. Tomorrow night, be here, 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do a live stream event. Live stream Sunday night hangout with Psychic Bob. That's right. I'm going to be here live. We're going to have live chat at YouTube, and you can ask your psychic questions. I'm going to do live psychic readings tomorrow, so I hope you'll join us then. 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, 5 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Pacific time in the U.S. For those of you in Europe, it's midnight London time, 1 a.m. Paris time, whatever time zone you're in around the world. But I hope you'll join us tomorrow night for a live stream event, Psychic Bob's Sunday night hangout, and we'll be doing live psychic readings. I'll answer your questions. So I'd love to see you then. You guys are the best. Listen, keep it here at Spirit Channel. You know, as I said, we got more coming. But in the meantime, hit that subscribe and visit my website, PsychicBob.com. Read more about my work as a psychic and my offerings. I'm available for private readings, as well as, we're going to have our classes every Saturday. And, our classes are set up so you can come and go as you want. I ask people to only register, during the week that the class is held. So don't go buy 20 classes at once. Just register week to week as you can, as you're interested. And I'm going to post a list of class subjects on my website this weekend, hopefully. So, this Saturday, as I said, we're going to teach on angels. So come out and learn about all the different angels, how to connect with them, how they can help your life and help your mediumship. So we're going to do live psychic development this upcoming Saturday at 12 noon from 12 to 2 over on Zoom. So register for that at my website. You guys are best. I love you. Keep it here at Spirit Channel. We'll be back here tomorrow again for 7 p.m. live Sunday night hangout with Psychic Bob. You guys rock. And until tomorrow, may all of you always blessed be.